My name is Fareed Majari and I am the director of the Goethe Institute in the Gulf region. We are the official cultural institute of Germany, and we have offices here in Dubai, Abu Dhabi and in Muscat, Oman, but we also work in Kuwait, Bahrain and in Qatar. The Goethe Institute does two things. We promote the German language, we teach German, we administer exams, we teach teachers how to teach German. What we focus on currently is design and architecture, particularly sustainable city planning, sustainable in terms of ecology, but also in terms of making cities more inhabitable, more accessible, and also integrating the communities that live here in a better way. I've been here for 3 years now, coming from Los Angeles, where I served before for 7 years. And in the 3 years that I've been here, I've seen the country opening up. It was already quite open, but I've really seen a lot of social change and a lot of interest in changing society. We cannot do everything we would do like in Los Angeles or Berlin or New York, but we can do more and more. And I can really say that the people in this country, and from the leadership to normal audiences, are really interested in international culture. It's interesting because 85% of the population in the United Arab Emirates, and the same applies to a lesser extent, but still applies to the other GCC countries, are foreigners, expats, if you want to call them that way. So they come from the Philippines, from Bangladesh, from India, Pakistan, and of course from the other Arab countries, mostly Egypt. You have a discourse here that you could find in Los Angeles or in Berlin or in London, and very much molded by post-colonial discourse. The funny thing maybe is that people who take part in this discourse come there in their Bentleys or Porsches, and so it's a little bit like gauche caviar. But that's interesting, and that's part of the culture here. From what I can say at the moment is that the United Arab Emirates are probably culturally the most open of the countries I've experienced. Most of the people I work with, be it architects, designers, or scholars, are women, and from all over the world. Arab countries, Emiratis, Indian, of course, Pakistani. So yes, on the other side, yes, there's a lot to be done. And the Emirati school system, and I think the people responsible for education here are well aware of that and know that it has to be tackled. The Emirati school system isn't up to the task yet. There's a lot to be done. Creativity, critical thinking, multidisciplinary approaches is something that's still pretty new. I think all countries, and this country in particular, have interesting stories to tell there. And just the mere fact that people come from so different backgrounds just ask for movies to be shot. It's developing. Doha, Qatar, they have a film institute, and they really made it an objective to develop a film industry. Here it still leaves you wanting a little bit. There are Emirati productions, there are even Netflix productions. But yeah, you see it's still in its infancy. I think this country and its people ask for stories to be told, and the film industry should develop and step up to the plate and do that. I went to film school and I worked as a filmmaker before I was hired by the Goethe Institute, which doesn't leave me much time, apart from that I curate film programs here, and also that's very interesting. We show art house films in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, and we have a Gulf German Film Festival, and people come here and watch these movies, and there's always Q&As and a very lively discussion. What the United Arab Emirates and the other GCC countries want is develop creative industries. They recently set up a department for creative industries here in Abu Dhabi. It's a little bit pushed and it's a little bit imported, and they attract people from all over the world. But you see more and more Emiratis or Qataris also being creative and showing their artwork. What I see at the moment, a lot comes from Saudi Arabia, indeed. But yes, at the moment, a lot is imported. On the other side, it's not a contradiction, and it's not the same as if it was imported into another country, because this country has a population of indigenous, so to say, people of 15%. The rest are expatriates coming from elsewhere anyway. So if you bear that in mind, the fact that it comes from abroad is quite natural. I am Fareed Majari, and I'm the director of the Goethe Institute in the Gulf countries. The Goethe Institute, that's the official cultural institute of Germany.